Welcome to the NerdNest podcast. I am Sarah Montgomery, your host for this game show or whatever this is. And then my guest this week.
I'm Ayana. Hello.
I'm Josh. I'm going to win this game show.
I'm in it to win it.
Win the podcast. So, a lot has been happening this week, but more importantly, a lot's about to happen that we can't talk about because it hasn't happened yet. So we could talk about Deadpool, but it's going to be out in a week. So
We can talk about how excited we are for it.
You could, or you could just watch our Deadpool or trailer podcast.
You can talk about our Deadpool
and you would get the same effect.
So basically, we might be jumping around a little bit here, but we're going to start talking about the DC animated universe because if you haven't seen it, go look at it. Awesome new trailer. It's Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Yep.
I think it's really cool because they have, the Justice League, like New 52 Justice League with Cyborg instead of Martian Manhunter, and Dick Grayson's Nightwing appears to be on that side.
And also Shazam is in it, which I thought was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shazam has been in the animated universe. It's kind of been part of the Justice League since the beginning because he was in Justice League War.
Well, no, because they wanted to model it after. Wait, he was in Justice League War because I read that. I don't remember.
And he wasn't in it in the comics.
He was in the
straight
movie,
up, but in the
movie
movie he was in it. He showed up.
Yeah. So I kind of like that. I was like, oh, okay, this is different. Because I thought I was gonna follow the comic directly. So.
It's very close.
Yeah,
I really liked because in Flashpoint, in the Flashpoint animated thing, they have Earth 2, and Earth 2 Shazam is split up into
like 5 different kids.
I think it's seven kids. It's
S
like the wisdom of
Spelling.
S-H-A-Z-A-M.
Spelling's hard.
6 children. So it's like wisdom of Solomon.
Isn't it 5 children like a dog or something weird like that?
What?
Like I feel like there's.
What? No.
What are you talking
I don't
about?
know. Maybe I'm getting myself.
Okay. Anyways,
Or children.
nice addition. But and the other part that I like about Justice League versus Teen Titans is that the Robin in Teen Titans, who has traditionally been Dick Grayson, is going to be Damian Wayne, which is interesting. I watched a longer video, it's like 17 minutes about them, like talking about it. It's a very interesting dynamic that it'll add because, as you may or may not know, Damian Wayne is a piece of work, and he doesn't play well with others. And he's very, very angry, a little ball of anger. That Damian.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's kind of what happens when you get born from a Lazarus pit, basically.
Yeah, raised by the League of Assassins, like.
And then your father's like, oh, you broke your legs, you stopped to climb that mountain, and you do it. Like that's hardcore. That kid is next level.
Yeah, like when your grandfather and father are enemies. It's like, ugh.
But, honestly, Thanksgiving must be fun.
And it's Talia, and you've got the heads of the demon and the daughter of the demon on one side, and then you've got all these people in the cape and cowl, all of these different bird people and
None
the
of them
bat.
really related.
None of them related, but still a better family than these that are actually related.
Oh gosh,
what a mess. But I do like the idea of having Damian Wayne in there, and I think it'll. I don't know. Part of me is kind of upset, not really upset, but I do. My Teen Titans has always been the Teen Titans from the Teen Titans animated show.
Yeah.
Where instead of Deathstroke, it was Slade. They just called him Slade, and that was so cool. And then going back, I was like, oh, that's Deathstroke.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it at the time because I didn't read the comics that much, or really at all.
But one thing I do like is how I saw small clips of Raven in the trailer, and I like that he kind of pushed her back into what she originally was from the Teen Titans, instead of keeping what she was in the current New
Teen
52.
Titans. Oh.
No.
I don't know much about her in the new 52.
I've only seen clips from the comics, and I've only read little bits and pieces about her, but she doesn't really resemble the original Raven. I think she was. I'm not sure what her father's name is.
A Trigon.
Yeah, but I think she's mostly raised by him in the New 52. I'm not sure.
Oh, she's more of that dark.
Yeah, she's more dark, and she's not in the Teen Titans, she was still kind of brooding, but she was more so. It seems like.
Yeah. And in the longer clip that I watched of it, there was some interesting dynamics going on between the characters because it looked like Cyborg, because he's the youngest member of the Justice League, and he's not as experienced, and he's not as old and experienced as the rest of the members of Justice League. he seems to side more with the Teen Titans in this.
Yeah.
I think it's also because of his cybernetics, he doesn't get taken over by whatever like Trigon
That's what I was
does.
at.
Yeah.
And so, but he still brings the team pizza. Like he brings the Teen Titans pizza because he can relate to them easier than he can relate to the other people.
How old is Batman? Like Batman's like what, 25? Superman and they're all about the same age.
Yeah,
But
They're 25.
He's like high school.
They're between 25 and 30, and then you got like Princess Diana, who's I think she's way older actually.
I know in the movies, like in the DC Entertainment universe, they're making her like 5,000 in the live action movies.
And then you got Cyborg, who's like 17.
Yeah.
So
I keep
so
thinking
it
that
makes
he's, like,
sense.
almost at high school.
Yeah, it makes sense that he would be siding with the Teen Titans, and I don't know. The other thing that I saw, which I'm gonna wait to see how it plays out, is it seems like there's a romance thing between Raven and Damian Wayne, which could be interesting. Because
Dude, how weird that like relationship would be. There's two of them sitting.
but brooding and pouting so
I'm
much.
gonna brood and pout harder than you.
Yeah, because like Raven's like she's all dark and she's got her. It makes sense because they both have like this past that they like, and this father
parents,
figure
You know,
that they
it's funny,
regret.
they're like, it's like, I'm the son. I was like, I'm the daughter of demons. Like, I'm the daughter. I'm the son of the head of the demons.
Oh my god, can you imagine that? Oh man.
Daughter of a demon. It's like a. Oh.
I'm the grandson of the head of the demon.
Yeah, seriously, I think I'm gonna hold out hope for that. I think
it'd be
It'd be interesting.
really
interesting.
kind of cute to watch happen.
Yeah, and
like.
Although to be fair, he's like 9.
I think they kind of move the ages around in this because Raven is not that young usually, and Damian is not that.
I think Raven is usually youngerish. She's probably
but
in
she's
the
not. But I
ballpark
think
of 17. She's a teen, so
I
she's
think she
like,
might be moved
she's
younger.
Like 15.
Yeah, it's called the Teen Titans.
Or
I
they
think
could
she
bump
might be-
Damian up a couple years.
I think
like
it's
12.
both. I think they
Yeah.
bump her down. I think they bump Damian up. And then I like Starfire taking on a position of leadership,
Yeah.
which is really weird because like her main role right now in the comic books. I mean, she has her own like comic panel, but she's in Red Hood and the Outlaws, which you read a lot of. And she is certainly not what I would describe as a role model for growing
youth, because she's more like the hippie kind of like all I do is I kind of like have sex and I do what I want and I have like a lot of money and she's kind of like that. So it's interesting to watch her like be her, but there's not much to her.
Yeah.
So.
And the first issue or the first volume of Red Hood and the Outlaws, she sleeps with both Jason Todd and Roy Harper, and it's like,
oh my god, it's so good.
she like watches, she's like, there's like no rules, and you're like,
This is the first volume. What are you doing?
And I
like,
liked
where's this going?
And I liked it because like Roy Harper like kept trying to talk to Jason Todd about. He's like, hey man, so like I think we should like clear this like the air on this. Like I'm sorry I had sex with her. Like this whatever. He's like, no, like Roy, I don't care. Like seriously. He's like, no, dude, seriously, I can tell you're hurting inside. And he's like, no, please stop. Don't address this. And,
It's also pretty bad because when she first meets Jason Todd, he's like washed up on this beach, and she's like, you remind me of someone. The someone being Dick Grayson, and he's just like, huh,
interesting,
weird. What a coincidence. Just one of those faces, I guess. He just like goes with it. I'm like, oh,
it's so painful.
Jesus. It's definitely an interesting comic series. It's one that I haven't read too much into.
I need to get more. I have the first volume. I haven't read it yet. I've only read like the first page when I first got. I was like, I can't read it.
The one
I have no
character.
time on my hands.
Same. Like the one character that I want to like read more about and learn more about is Constantine, because he had the episode, or he had the season of TV, and then they canceled it. But then they brought him back on Arrow, and I'm like,
He was cool in Arrow.
I haven't seen any of the TV show yet. I'm still way behind on Arrow and Flash. Yeah, I'm still behind on that.
So you've just been watching The Flash?
No, I've been watching both. I
She's
caught
more
up.
like this.
I'm on.
what?
I watched Flash, Arrow, Flash, Arrow, Flash, Arrow.
See, the way I did it was I went all Flash until I got to a crossover episode,
Yeah,
and then went all Arrow until I got to the same episode, and then I watched the Flash episode, and then I watched the Arrow episode, and then I just kind of kept going.
I've only seen like 3 Flash episodes. And
I'm all caught up.
I'm caught up on Arrow.
Well, I might not have watched the most recent couple of episodes.
I mean, because when something crosses over, I really want to see it. Like, I haven't seen any of Legends of Tomorrow, but I don't want to watch it until I've caught up on Flash and Arrow. But I haven't seen any of Supergirl, and Flash is going to be crossing over onto Supergirl. And this is a really big deal because they're crossing networks, because Flash is on the CW and Supergirl's on CBS.
It's going to be like the same actors and stuff.
Yeah, it's Grant Gustin's Flash is going over to National City to see, Melissa Benoist, I can't remember how to pronounce her last name, same, Supergirl on CBS.
Okay.
I'm like, that's really, really cool that they're doing that. Like, it could have done it could be bad. I mean,
well, where they just ignored that everything else was happening. I'm like, oh no, it's just Supergirl. Don't worry about it. No one else exists in this universe.
What was I watching? I was watching Arrow, and they made a Batman reference, like the most direct Batman reference I think I've ever seen. It was
was it Wayne Enterprises?
oh god, I really wish I didn't just blank on it right now.
Because I remember the reference that killed me that I want, like, immediately after I saw it, I was talking to my brothers. I was like, Josh, Daniel, oh my god, did you see the reference in Arrow? And they're like, it's a flashback where Oliver is sitting with Amanda Waller in a bar in Coast City, which is, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan's city. And it's an establishing shot where you have Oliver and Amanda sitting at the bar, and then it's the far side of the bar, and against the pole of the bar is a guy wearing a bomber jacket that says Jordan on it. And I was like, we just saw Hal Jordan's chest! Like, this is crazy! And for me, that was, like, enough. I was like, that's enough for me to be like, this is so exciting.
I wonder how much you're going to keep, like, how many more superheroes they're going to bring out into the TV universe, with them about to come out with, like, all of them in the universe.
I think DC's fully accepting a multiverse. Because Marvel has been, like, kind of in between with that. Like,
they don't put all their resources in their
No, and, like, they talk about, like, you have to watch, like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fits in with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah. But the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't usually loop back to that.
Yeah, so
Agent Carter is, like, in the past, so it's, like, not as relevant because it's stuff that's already happened. And we already know what happens to her. Like, she gets old and has dementia and talks to Captain America.
I just remember what it was.
Go for it.
So, Felicity got a nickname, and Oliver was like, I was going to call you Oracle, but that was already taken apparently.
Oh my lord!
That'd be so cool. If
I was just like, I literally paused the computer. I was like, I'm like, oh, like, I was in Bloodhaven. I'm like, oh, that's like Nightwing's territory. Like, that's like super. I'm like, that's like so close to Batman. It's like 1 degree away. And now, like, no, that is a direct Batman reference. It doesn't show up in any other comic. It doesn't show up in any other. That was a Batman reference in Arrow.
And then I like the one that you told me about it.
Other than Gotham, I want like a legitimate Batman TV show.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be. I don't know. The problem would be is someone playing Batman.
Yeah.
Because I get why they were kind of like scared to do it.
Yeah.
Because, like,
he's such a big character.
Yeah.
That's why they did Supergirl and not Superman.
Just look at like the reaction to casting Ben Affleck. That was a disaster.
It was like, who is he?
Now, imagine doing it for like a TV actor.
Yeah, no, I know. That'd be a lot to live up to.
Oh,
but I would
man.
love to see like a Robin's, like a Bat Family kind of TV show. That'd be so make my year. Mm-hmm. We got to see like all of the Robins, then like Barbara Gordon, and then guest appearances with like Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain.
I feel like we're still waiting for us to like get like all of the Robins in one, like the whole Bat Family in one series.
Yep.
Because even with the new DC Animated Universe, they've cut out Tim Drake. Well, I'll just make it easy and say that the only Robins that they have is Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne. No one else exists currently in the DC universe. Like
in the animated universe.
Yeah, in the animated universe.
Because they all exist, and they've already been Robins in the past in the comic books.
Yeah, but in the animated universe, they skipped over.
Yeah,
and then New 52 starts with Batman having been Batman for like 5 years.
Yeah, and we already know right now that Jason Todd was alive and died, so we can assume that Dick Grayson has already passed, and now Tim Drake may come along. So
yeah, I mean that's the live action universe though. Yeah. Where we have the live action movies, but who knows what they're gonna do in the animated universe.
Yeah, but Ben Affleck said that he was willing to direct a Robin's movie. And he wants to do a line that has to do with Jason Todd. And yeah, I'm excited. I want it to happen.
All they need to do is like a nicely placed, like especially in Suicide Squad, if they do like a very nicely placed crowbar. He's like, no, this one's special, and then and they just go and like if they do that, it's like
Do you know how many people would be like, I don't know what you thought was special about that? And everybody else would be like,
really?
Every person would be like,
everyone else is just weeping. You know, there's another show. I've been looking at a lot at like new shows coming out for the different universes, and you know, one of the big ones coming out on Marvel is The Defenders, which is kind of connects all of their Netflix stuff, and it's Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and Iron Fist. Which, you mean, I don't.
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. Yay! That's not. Isn't he? Who's he the ripoff of?
He is a martial arts master. I think it's.
Was it Ra's al Ghul?
It's similar to Ra's al Ghul, but they're not like evil.
So he's a hero. He's good Ra's al Ghul.
He fought like a dragon or something like that.
Of course he did. So
I could be entirely wrong, but he fought like a dragon, I believe, and he gained the power of Iron Fist, or he like focused enough and he like conducts his chi into his hand.
So the plot of One Punch Man.
Yes, except it's a much less punch, and it's not as cool, and he's more of a hippie, and he's.
So they're gonna connect all the Netflix shows, and they keep saying they're gonna connect the Netflix shows to other stuff, waiting for that to happen. And again, it's like the Netflix show, like in Daredevil, they talk about stuff happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So like they destroyed that city, like you watch them, and you're like, oh, they're talking about the time that the Avengers fought aliens. But it's like, but are the Avengers going to recognize the Netflix universe? Like, and that's what I'm waiting for. But the other show, which I think is like a really, really cool idea.
Even small, like, toss.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. If there's just like, the Devil of Hell's Kitchen or whatever. Like, I'm not that crazy guy, micromanaging. That'd be funny and cool. But, you know, I'm waiting for that. The show that I'm really anticipating, and it's not confirmed. I think they have a confirmed pilot that they're doing to see how it works out. But it's a DC show. It's called Powerless, and from what I understand, it's like similar like to The Office in its kind of style, and it takes place in an insurance agency in the DC universe where they have to deal with all of these like crazy things happening in the city. They're like, well, Mr. Freeze froze half the city again. Can you get out the Mr. Freeze policies? Like, I just think that would be so. And it's all normal people living in the world of superheroes. That is such a creative idea for a show that I would be like, I would be totally down for that.
And they can also like kind of like touch on it like when they want to like include some of the other heroes.
You know what's the best part about that is they don't even have to like do that thing where, because it's the only annoying part to me about watching comic book related stuff where they go, hey, remember this other thing we made? Remember those huge movie franchises we made?
Yeah.
You're like, God, reference the characters, don't reference your movies.
Yeah.
Try to do that.
So like Star Wars, basically.
Yeah, but no, but that'd be great because like any character.
Yeah.
Any character could be in this. You'd be like, and you can straight up say the names like, oh God, Mr. Freeze, like you said, Mr. Freeze. Thank God Batman stopped him when he did.
You don't even have to cast any of the big.
You don't even have to cast any.
But the fact that they exist and it's like that feels so real.
But I still think it would be like cool, like if like once in a while they did have like a scene where it kind of like showed like them like going over like the villains and being like, okay, yeah, we have to like deal with this, and then you see like in the background something happening, and you're like, oh well.
That would be kind of interesting.
Like they're all getting ready to leave on a Friday, and
back, like, oh, let's go back and okay, gotta put some more shit.
Well, we are running out of time, so thank you guys for joining us for this a little bit sporadic podcast. I guess it kind of matches with the attire of what people are wearing, because some of us dress up for these occasions. Some of us wear pajama pants.
Didn't have any other pants.
That's not a legitimate excuse. That's not an actual excuse.
I thought I would buy pants between now and the time I threw out my old ones.
Okay, so anyways, thank you for joining us. It was. We'll see you next time on the podcast. In the bar below, you can get all of our links to all of our social media sites and follow us on Tumblr or Twitter or Facebook. And if there's anything you want us to talk about next time, tweet us or tumble us or poke us or whatever.
What?
Do the thing on the internet.
Poke us.
Poke us, please. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.